Episode 7 happened exactly the way I called it. Frenchie sacrifices himself. Homelander kills the president, word for word, beat for beat. Every single person who said that's not going to happen, I hope you just finished watching, because it happened. Exactly like I said, and now we need to go deeper. Because episode 8 is the series finale, the last episode of The Boys ever. And what I'm about to tell you might be the most insane, most devastating, most satisfying ending this show could have possibly built toward. Quick spoiler warning before we get into it. If you haven't caught up and want to stay clean, click off right now. No hard feelings. But if spoilers don't ruin it for you and you want to be prepared before the finale drops May 20th, stay with me. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the title. Episode 8 is called Blood and Bone. That is not a random name. That's a callback to a specific Homelander speech from earlier in the season where he says that he and Butcher share a fate that is scorched earth, shock and awe, blood and bone. The show is telling you exactly what this finale is about before a single second of footage rolls. This is the collision. The one the entire series has been building towards since episode 1, Butcher versus Homelander, two unstoppable forces, and at least one of them does not make it out. Let's start with Butcher, because this is his ending. Butcher dies in episode 8. I know that's not a shock to anyone paying attention. This show has been writing his death since season 3. The tumor, the compound V, the way he's been slowly turning into the very thing he's been fighting. But knowing it's coming and actually watching it happen are two completely different things. And the way it happens matters. Here's what the leaks are pointing to. Soldier Boy, who Homelander locked back in cryostasis at the end of episode 7, gets out. And when he does, he uses his chest beam to depower both Homelander and Butcher simultaneously, strips them both of everything. No powers, no V compound, no protection, just two men who have hated each other for years, standing face to face with nothing between them. And Butcher beats Homelander to death with his bare hands. Let that land for a second. After everything, after every failed plan, every lost teammate, every moment where it felt truly impossible, Butcher gets to look Homelander in the eyes, completely human, and finish it. And then he succumbs to the tumor. He dies right after, not in battle, not from a laser or a superpower, just a man at the end of his road who did what he came to do. That's the ending Butcher deserves. Brutal, earned, and heartbreaking in the best possible way. Now let's talk about Kimiko and the Gen V connection, because this is where things get massive. Remember the radiation procedure from episode 7? It worked. Not fully, not cleanly, but it worked. Kimiko now carries a version of Soldier Boy's depowering ability. And episode 8 puts that to use in a way nobody is going to see coming. Marie Moreau from Gen 5 comes back for the finale. Her and Jordan Lee both. Starlight called them in at the end of episode 7, and they answer. And here's the thing. Marie actually manages to depower Homelander. She gets through. For one moment, the untouchable God King is mortal again. And then Homelander kills her for it. Just like that. One moment of victory, immediately ripped away. This show does not let you breathe. Marie goes out doing the one thing she has always been defined by. Stepping up when it matters, even when it costs everything. Let's talk about who lives and who doesn't, because this finale does not pull punches. Homelander dies. Finally, after 5 seasons of feeling unkillable, he goes out as a powerless man at the hands of a powerless Butcher. No grand superhero battle, just two broken, terrible human men at the end of their rope. Sister Sage dies. She spent the whole season being the smartest person in any room, and it doesn't save her. That's kind of the point. The Deep dies. After Homelander cut him loose in episode 7, after every humiliation and years of desperate loyalty, he goes out alone. Chase Crawford plays it the only way that makes sense, as the saddest exit in the entire series. Ashley dies too. She became president after Calhoun's death in episode 7, and she doesn't make it to the end. Now here's who lives, and this part matters. Hughie and Starlight make it. They get the ending they have always deserved, together, building something real in whatever world comes after all of this. Kimiko lives. And if you remember what she and Frenchie talked about before he died, the quiet life, the kids, the future, she goes back to that. Not with him, but she carries it forward. For him, Mother's Milk gets his family back. MM has been fighting to protect his family from the very beginning of this show. He gets to go home. Ryan lives. Homelander's son survives. And Soldier Boy survives. He walks away into whatever Vote Rising sets up next. Jensen Ackles isn't done. So here's the full picture of where this ends. Kimiko uses her new ability. Marie depowers Homelander at incredible cost. Soldier Boy breaks free and strips the powers from both Homelander and Butcher. Butcher finishes it with his bare hands. Then the tumor finishes Butcher. Sage, Deep, and Ashley don't make it out. But Hughie, Starlight, Kimiko, MM, and Ryan do. This show ends with the people who deserved to survive surviving, and the people who gave everything, giving everything. Eric Kripke has said that landing this finale is the thing that keeps him up at night. After 7 episodes of the most relentless, uncompromising television on the planet, I think he landed it. The finale drops May 20th on Prime Video. And I will be breaking it down the second it hits. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Drop your predictions in the comments right now. Who do you think actually makes it out? Do you think my leaks are real, or is someone playing games? Let me know. Hit the like button. Share this with someone who needs to be prepared before the finale. I'll catch you in the next one.